If we keeping it a bean, I'm just in here to rant. That's it. I mean, let's think about it. Where do I want to start at? Trying to get my headphones in. God dang it. I'm trying to figure out where I want to start at. Should we start at this NBA 75, which nobody cares about because it's a photography podcast? Or should we start at SZA? Or should we start at bad customer service? Nothing is worse than bad freaking customer service. Like, I think about it in my life and I'm like, man, before I got here, I was telling my wife, I'm talking to somebody in the background. But before I got here, I was talking to my wife. I'm talking to Karina, right? And I'm like, yo, when COVID is over, the businesses that have the best customer service will survive. No matter if it's an entrepreneur, no matter if it's somebody who, no matter if it's your favorite restaurant, no matter if it's your favorite bar, your favorite club, whoever got the best customer service will win once we get back to normal. Now, I don't know when that's going to happen just because y'all don't like to wear y'all masks. Y'all ain't trying to get vaccinated, whatever. And I look at it and I'm saying, before, customer service was super important, right? Because everybody, all playing fields was equal. So you really had to redo it. Sorry, my pants might look a mess. I got the wrong socks on. And so then I'm thinking about now, like, jobs really can't force their employees to have great customer service. What you going to do? Fire me? You're already understaffed. People already don't have enough money to spend. People want to get out the house. And you get there and you can't get employees in that door, right? So when you go to every bar, every restaurant, like, sorry, I spaz. I think about random shit all the time. But think about it like this. When you go out right now, businesses pre-warn you that they about to give you bad customer service. I went to Wendy's 2 weeks ago and they had on the door, hey, we understaffed and we busy. I'm like, bro, I haven't even told you I wanted my 4 for 4 yet. So now we here and you go out to a restaurant. Like, yo, nothing beats me when you go out and people have AirPods in at the hostess stand or at the cash register. Yo, why are you listening to music instead of serving me while I'm here? It's mind blowing. Customer service is trash, but we're going to get to customer service because that's what today's episode is about. But should I talk about the NBA 75? How the hell Dame Lillard make a freaking list, bruh? How did Dollar Dame, who I love and respect and who I think is great, how does he make a top 75 list? By the way, I'm a avid fan of the Joe Budden podcast. Y'all have to stop talking sports. Sorry, it's necessary. You guys have the worst sports takes of any pod. And I love how Joe ended that pod and goes, yeah, let's leave our worst take segment and goes to something else because it's terrible. Ish, he has a nephew in the NBA and Ish think he knows everything, about sports. It's terrible. He's almost, I don't know who's worse, him or Maul on their sports takes, but it's awful. It's terrible. He says anything. Ice, he stay in his lane. Parks stay in his lane. And I don't know why Parks don't want to speak up more. They be killing Parks on Reddit anyway. And then Joe just be saying shit, so you can correct him how you want to. And if you don't know what I'm talking about the Joe Budden podcast. And they do sports takes, and it's awful. They really was having a discussion if Kawhi Leonard and Dwight Howard should have been on the list. And I don't remember, because I was skipping through some. I don't remember if they talked about Dame, which is mind-blowing to me. Let me tell you something. I encourage anybody, especially Joe Budden, Ice, and Ish, y'all go look up Kawhi Leonard's first 5 years in the leagues, look up his accolades, and tell me, should he be on the list? I encourage anybody to go look up Dwight Howard's first 10 years, first 7 years in the league, and tell me, does he deserve to be on the list? Then y'all go look up Dame Dollar, who I respect, by the way. But let's be honest. Bruh was literally crying about not making all-star teams 3-4 years ago, and all of a sudden, he's top 75 of all time. Man, get out of here, man. Y'all killing me. And so I don't respect it. The list is interesting. I'm not even mad at the list because hand itching, man. Some money must be coming. Come on now. Y'all know I need it. I'm not even mad at the list because I'm looking at it and I'm like, the first 50 y'all kept. Y'all didn't want to remove anybody because that'd be kind of low-key disrespectful, which I agree. If I was y'all, I would have did top 75 2.0 and redid the whole list. But, I mean, I guess you can't do it. I'm going to start looking at the camera now. But, because now we're doing the pod. And so, now I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, y'all kept the first 50. So, you just added 25 names. And for the most part, you got it right. Outside of Dame Lillard. And I don't know about the other old heads that y'all added on. When I'm ignorant to something, I kind of just wait and see. So, but I was really tight at Dame. You know what I'm saying? It was sad not to see Trace McGrady make it. I wasn't sad that Dwight didn't make it, but he should have been on there, right? Manu Ginobili should have been on the list. Sorry. He's only probably top 3, international player of all time. You know what I'm saying? And that's off the top of the dome, so he might not be. But he's one of the top. Manu Ginobili is a shooting guard. He's a top 6 or 7 shooting guard of all time. If you don't believe me, you can joke, you can laugh all you want to. I will sit down with you. You would lose that argument every freaking time. You know what I'm saying? When we talking shooting guards, we're talking about Michael Jordan. We're talking about Kobe Bryant. We're talking about Dwayne Wade. We're talking about, sad to say, I'm going to throw AI in shooting guards. You can put him at the 1 and 2, but nobody ever puts him at the 2, so we're going to call him a shooting guard. You talking about AI. Then it gets interesting. Then you got James Harden, Ray Allen, and Manu. They're all right there together. You know what I'm saying? Trace McGrady is a small forward. Him and Kobe both play small forwards. If not, then Trace McGrady's up there, depending on where you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But when we're talking about shooting guards, Manu Ginobili's definitely in the top 10. Might be in the top 7, depending on where you put him. So I was highly, offended by that. So I was just looking at this top 75 list. And when I saw Dame, I keep saying Dame. Bruh, it's tough. Clay, if we redid the list, Clay, you would make it. Maybe. You should in my list. But I don't know, man. When somebody started telling me about these old heads, I got to let them live. And for people who don't understand, Dominique Wilkins did not make top 50, which was a robbery. You know what I'm saying? So in these new 25, he got to take the list. All right. Y'all are done with sports. We got to get in for some photography. If you are here, I want to let you know this is not an official episode. This is really just me here ranting. Y'all was supposed to get a pod today, and y'all didn't. So now y'all getting it. I was out of town last week. Went to Atlanta for a photo shoot. I'm back in town. This week was interesting. Y'all find out more about that later. But now we're here. A few housekeeping notes before we get started. Sorry, I do a lot of ranting. You have a few more days. Charlotte photographers, y'all have a few more days to sign up for Charlotte's Best Photographer. Or Photographer of the Year award. That's what we're going to call it. This is similar to what I would call the Grammys. And that's the best way I can put it. Meaning what? We are looking for the best photographer of this year. What does that mean is you submit if you want to sign up. If you don't sign up, you don't submit your work, you can't complain. I know a lot of y'all, a lot of us are going to talk about who wins. We're going to complain. We're going to feel like they aren't the best. It's somebody's better. All right. Well, guess what? If Drake has the best album of the year and he doesn't submit it to the Grammys, guess what? He won't be nominated. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people understand. What happens is you turn in a body of work during a certain period of time. I'm talking about the Grammys. It will be voted on who's the nominees. And then those people come together and vote on who had the best album. Does it always produce the best album? No, not all the time. But you can't win if you don't nominate yourself, if you don't submit your work, excuse me. So what I'm asking everybody to do, if you are a Charlotte photographer, I don't care if you just started picking up a camera yesterday or if you've been doing this for 1,000 years. I'm asking you, please gather 10 of your favorite photos that represent at least 3 different photo shoots, meaning 10 total, 10 to 15 total. And I need to at least see 3 different shoots or 3 different subjects, whatever the case may be, right? We're asking you to submit that with your information just because when the time comes, I want to interview that photographer. When the time comes, I want that photographer to sit down and explain their journey. When the time comes, I want to talk to that photographer, shout out their website. I want to shout out their Instagram. I want to congratulate them. In congratulating them, I want to give them an award. In congratulating them, they're going to get free studio time. They're going to get merch. I might even give them a little gear. Don't expect nothing crazy. But the point is, I want to be able to help and give back and encourage them to keep going. I can't nominate myself. I won't be in there. I think that's corny. Shout out to all you people who give out awards around Charlotte. Excuse me. I need to bleep that part. Who give out awards and then somebody on your team wins. Or you make up an award so your team can win. Stupidest shit ever. Excuse my language, K. But shout out to anybody. I want everybody to sign up. I might even push a date because a lot of y'all have sent your information. I have dozens of people that signed up. And I ain't gonna lie, the work is good. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a lot of people I had no idea about. It's some people who I just met who found my information. But however, I think it's super dope. I'm super excited. Of course, I think it's dope. I did make it up, but I wanted to do this. But it's going to be a super cool event situation. Second, please sign up for PhotOPPZ. I think that's what we're going to call it. I got to confirm the name. the guys are going to kill me. Look, www. Join PhotOPPZ, which is PhotOPPZ. You'll see it with a Z. Please do that. Sign up as either a client or a photographer. These guys have a brilliant idea. I've sat on Zoom calls with these guys. I've spoken with these guys. I have email correspondence with these guys. These guys have a brilliant idea, which I think will change photography for the better. It's a couple of brands out there who are doing crazy things to help photographers get gigs, get leads, and this is one of them as well. I don't talk about those other ones because I do feel like, are you really helping photographers? I mean, not really, but it's just like they ain't talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep it a buck. They just talking. These guys actually, I sat down with them. I was able to ask them questions. I had some feedback that wasn't favorable to them for them from other photographers. I screenshotted it, sent it to those guys. They corrected it. That to me meant so much. These guys are creating a way, and they're men of color. Let me put it like that. They're black men. They are working on a way so that photographers can look at leads that come in and that are catered directly to them and say, yes, I do want this lead. Excuse me. Let me reach out to this person. Let me do this gig. They're finding a way to make it easy for clients. So if you're a client, you can go in there and sign up as well. They're creating a new way for you, for clients to say, all right, I'm looking for a maternity photographer on June 17th at 2 p.m. This is my budget, whatever. Nothing is worse than when we on Facebook and we see the whole in search of a affordable photographer. You're not going to get those emails because you're going to be able to say no. You're not even going to have to respond. Nobody ain't got to tag you. Honestly, what I'm going to start doing, I almost bit the hell out of my tongue. What I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start sending people to this when this website is up and running, because they're coming top of the next year. That's why we want people to sign up now so they can be in the lead, the know. Don't be last to this opportunity. But I'm gonna start sending people there for clients. You on Facebook, you asking me some BS, here you go. Or you on Facebook, you're asking and I can't help you, here you go. You're on Facebook and you have a great idea, but I just don't do it. I get a lot of people who want to know, hey Gavin, do you have a newborn photographer? I'm going to send them there. I'm going to send them there when they ask me about product photographers. So it's going to be great. It's a great opportunity. I hope everybody engages in it and signs up. But it's going to be a great opportunity. I think that's it. I hope everybody, I encouraged everybody to ask everybody where they actually going to do a Black Friday deal. And everybody told me no. I guess I'm like the only person who's doing one. Don't worry about it. Also, I encourage everybody, please look at your pricing. Get ready because the new year is coming. I know a lot of us like to wait till the new year to start working on our brand message, our brand vision. I hope everybody's working on their goals. November is about to fly, y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. November and December is going to fly and it's going to be too late. All right. Get them QuickBooks things in order. Get your PayPal. Get those invoices closed out. Get ready with that new pricing. Be ready to present. A lot of people are going to face a lot of photographers at the top of the year. I had a dude hit me up a couple of days ago. Never shot a wedding a day in his life. And he's calling me, asking me for advice. And I'm like, there's none. I don't know why people do that, but whatever. But the thing I'm trying to share with you guys is a lot of photographers about to hop in the game. So it'd be important if you guys get your stuff ready and start notifying y'all clients right now. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this party started. What's happening, TT? What's happening, TT? I want to welcome you to the Paid Exposure Podcast. I'm your host, Gavin, aka Coke, aka whatever you want to call me. This is an amazing podcast catered to black and brown photographers. This is episode 103, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of things are going to change with this podcast, and I can't wait to share with you guys. I am looking for a bunch of stuff, but before we get there, I think Dirk got something to say. But we're going to, y'all don't understand. Let's do it. Don't you just hate when you about to do the drop and it just don't happen? But it's all good. I want to welcome you. If this is your first time listening, welcome. Is this your last time listening? Good day. Shout out to everybody that's listening on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you listening from. Let's go. Let's make some noise. I'm not a DJ, by the way.
I know how I feel to how the killers tell you where.
Yes, he is. Yes, I am. I want to welcome you. Shout out to everybody that's probably listening in the car with their kids. Like, what is Gavin playing? I know how it feels, man. I do. I want to welcome you to the Paid Exposure Podcast. I'm your host, Gavin, aka Coke, aka where you want to call me. I don't know what type of intro I did, but I do want to welcome y'all because today is going to be super interesting, super quick. Today is nothing but a rant. If you came here to listen to something to change your business, this is nothing but a conversational piece and a rant. SZA. My baby SZA. I love SZA. SZA is amazing. She is beautiful. I like her hair. I like her lips. I like her skin tone. I like how SZA looks overly moisturized every time you see her. And that's a beautiful thing. She just looked SZA like that chick. You know, when you think of cocoa butter, you think of SZA. Sorry. I don't know if that's offensive, but she just looked like she's smooth. And I respect that. SZA. How do we do this? Because I don't want nobody to say I hate women. Y'all already do that enough. SZA is an artist. SZA is sensitive on certain things with her artistry. I don't know if y'all noticed, but every time SZA drops an album, she gets online, she gets in an argument with her label about her label. She threatens never to put out music again. She threatens to just, never be heard from again. And music comes out, right? And it's kind of like her rollout now. We already know what it is. And I respect it because I like people to show their raw emotions. I like people to be them. And I like rollouts, to be honest. As long as you ain't doing nothing crazy. So when I think about SZA, I understand she's an artist and I understand she's sensitive about certain things. And somebody's saying, don't call her sensitive. No, sensitive is not a bad thing. It just shows you have emotions. And sometimes you're overly emotional, which all of us are at times. So when I'm thinking about SZA, I'm looking at this situation. And for those who not know, SZA, the R&B artist, recently came out online and said that she never felt powerless due to a photographer releasing her photos without her permission. And it's been falling out online all day. Sorry, I was looking up because I'm thinking about how I want to do this. All right, I'm going to take SZA aside for 1 second. And this kind of goes to our conversation piece about customer service, right? But we'll get to that. SZA should feel disrespected. I'm going to say that again. SZA, you have every right to feel disrespected. Imagine you working with a photographer. Imagine this photographer takes your pictures, he kills it, or y'all had a great time. You, SZA, don't owe this guy nothing. You don't know this person. You're giving him the come up. You're giving him this amazing opportunity. You're here, and I'm not going to say where he is to be classes, but you're on a statue, on a plateau that he needs you. He doesn't, and what I say needs you is working with certain celebrities will take you to a different level, right? We see what Beyonce did to a handbag, right? We see what happened when Drake posts pictures with a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? We see what happens when Hove comments under a rap battle. the price goes up, right? Comparing SZA to Hove is amazing, by the way. So I'm saying it's amazing. You know, SZA is doing, she doesn't have to do this photo shoot is what I'm trying to get at. So imagine being SZA saying, hey, you meet another creative, y'all agree, you want to work with him, y'all work, because of whatever miscommunication. I'm calling this whole thing a miscommunication. Imagine getting to the end and saying, yo, bruh, wait on the pictures, don't post the pictures, or whatever miscommunication happens, and then you wake up one day and your pictures without your approval is out in the universe. It can make you feel like, damn. Now, I understand how artists are to an extent. I don't want nobody thinking I know anything about entertainment. But they get so much. Sorry, once you get money, you can literally, money allows you to get certain privileges that the rest of us don't. And if you're an artist listening, and you might feel disrespected in this, but I mean, it's the truth, right? You know, they could pay somebody to tell them yes. Drake has a home in Canada, and he was able to get, you know, certain trees in his house that's illegal in Canada, but he got their Congress or whatever, their parliament, whatever the hell happened. Drake gets certain trees. That came with a check. I know it came with permission. It came with a check. Money changes a lot. So imagine being SZA and you finally getting a no. You getting somebody saying, nah, bro, I don't care about that. And it can make you feel powerless, and it does bring you back to reality. And somebody saying, yo, what is the reality? Now, I haven't seen it yet, and I pray I don't see it, and I hope nobody tagged me in the BS. I don't want to see any posting about men versus women, taking advantage of women, because I don't know if that's this. I don't know. I'm assuming it's not, because what I see this is an artist having ownership of their copyright in their art. So somebody's listening right now saying, what does that mean? Because it's jacked up, right? What does that mean is, I don't know who gonna tell the clients first. It ain't gonna be me, but if you're a client and it's your first time listening, yo, if you want full permission, if you want full say so on your photos and how they're going to be used, how they're going to be distributed, you need to A, sign a contract, B, pay for the copyrights. Sorry, no photographer wants to tell y'all that. All right. If you want full power on how your photos will be used and what's going to happen with your photos, you need to sign a contract, or you need to present a contract, and you need to come out and say, all right, I want to pay you, so I own every piece of this photo. So somebody's saying, what does that mean, Gavin? Can I sell your photo without your permission? No, I can't. I can't make money. I mean, it's possible. There's ways to get around that. I can get a model. I can have you sign a model release form, and then yes, I can. You ain't got no say so anyway. But most of us aren't going to do that. But does that mean I can post your pictures even if it doesn't mean I'm going to make any money, or if I'm not trying to make money? It means yes, I can. So you come to me, I take pictures of you outside. It's your engagement photo, and you say, hey, Gavin, we don't have a contract. We don't do whatever. I say, hey, what you think? You can't see him on Instagram a week later and say, yo, take that down. I don't want that up. We're going to get to the customer service part, but do I have to? No, I don't. I can say, F you, screw it. You look, it's a fire ass photo. It's staying online. And that's what happened with SZA. I want everybody to know that. Now, there's arguments that she didn't approve these photos, but she approved other ones. I'm not here to argue that, because I believe that happens. I've never worked with anybody who said, yo, look, we collabed and you can't post none of them. Because and that's what the conversation is seemingly coming down to. It seems that bruh saying, hey, I invested this much money, time, and to other vendors, to the studio space, to whatever, and SZA was doing this out of the graceness of her heart, aka a collab. And now we're here. I post her photos, and y'all coming at me with death threats. Duh, that's gonna happen. Because in the world where people don't understand, they do feel like they gotta side with somebody. And most of the time, it's gonna side with the artist, the person with the bigger brand. So now we have this guy who, and y'all can correct me in the comments if you want to. I'm looking at it and I'm saying, yo, was he wrong? Legally, I don't think so. And I would love to get a lawyer on the phone to talk about it because I believe copyrights always stay with an artist. And if not, most photographers assume we always retain copyright. It's our art. It's our camera. We produce this art. You are the subject. We can do whatever we want to with it. It does get weird when we start selling it, right? I guarantee if you shoot with Beyonce, she's going to own the footage, the images, whatever. You get told what you can post. I remember it was those days of Drake was coming on. Drake was doing an interview with somebody. Doggone, I forgot who it was. And the person didn't want to record. They didn't want to do the interview with Drake because it was like, yo, he owns this. He makes what happened. Even though we're going to shoot it, even though we're going to record it, he's going to own all of that. Certain people have that in place. I don't believe that was in place right here. So when we looking at it, was bruh wrong? No, he had every right to do what he did. But sometimes what's legally right or what you have the right to do don't mean you're supposed to do it. And for that, we got to have a conversation with bruh. So right now, I need bruh to come to the front of the congregation because now we got some shit to talk about. You're working with arguably I don't know who he's worked with. I don't even follow bruh. You are working with someone who is arguably probably one of the top people you've ever worked with up to this point. And this person has connections to people you only dream about. I can give you that for a fact. This person has pull in places that you don't even know that you want to be in yet. You got to ask yourself what matters more. Posting SZA with work that she does not approve of, or keeping those doors open, or understanding how customer service works. Sometimes we have to understand what's the bigger play here. And I don't know if photographers, sometimes we always understand that. I got to flip my headphones around for this shit. I'm looking at bruh, and yes, he has every right to post it. But for her to say, yo, I never gave you permission to post these, or I gave you permission to post some of these other ones. Why did you even do this to me? You shouldn't even got to the point where you have to give an explanation online. You could have just deleted them, or you could have hit her up and said, yo, my bad. Like you did. You hit her with the my bad and say, yo, I haven't heard from you guys. I would love to talk to you about it and we can move forward. And then you just delete it. But you writing her and saying, first of all, I love when people say, yo, I'm not doing this for clout.
Oh, we got a problem here?
Absolutely. That's exactly what you did it for, bro. And I feel bad because I look at this situation and I say, he has every right, because I've worked with people of stature and sometimes they are busy. It is hard to get in contact with them. I haven't worked with nobody as big as SZA, but I've been in situations where it's like, yo, we got to get in contact with this person. It is tough. I've worked at a luxury hotel where you have to reach out to some A-list celebrities and their team is busy doing other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can't reach these individuals. And bruh was in a situation, he was in a tough situation. I want everybody to understand that. I paid for the studio. I paid the makeup artist. First of all, I did all the work to get you here, which is hard enough. I'm shooting you. I'm trying not to mess it up. And then we get to a point where you haven't signed a contract. You and your team haven't paid me. What happens next? Well, what happens next is we do this. And SZA's posting about you. And she's now deleting comments. You got Punch. Think about it. They nicknamed bruh Punch for a reason. If a dude named Punch is tweeting me, I'm taking whatever the hell I got up down. Imagine a dude named Punch hitting you up like, this ain't it, bruh. And now you've gotten her attention. So now we're in a situation. And this brings me to the final thing of what today was about and what it was supposed to be about. I promise y'all these going to be shorter, especially if I'm just ranting. Customer service is always going to take you further than your customer service is going to take you to a level that your art won't. And I don't know if people understand that. No matter what your business is. Yo, I can be the best photographer. I can be the best nail tech. I can be the best esthetician. I could be the best person in marketing. I can be the best salesperson. Guess what? if I got a shitty attitude, if I got a terrible way of handling business, if I show up late, it doesn't matter how great I am. It's my customer service. What experience am I giving to people? So you know what happens is, I give a personal example. I took pictures. Everybody know I took pictures of Da Vinci. If you don't know, well, not everybody know, because I got new people here. Shout out to y'all. Hand claps to the new folks. So I took pictures of Da Vinci. If you don't know, Da Vinci's on All American. He's on BMF, things of that nature. So I'm taking pictures of Da Vinci, and it was a collab. No contract was signed. We were supposed to send our contract was supposed to come to me because I wasn't going on the photos. It never came. It was a last minute collab. Literally, I got the call probably an hour, 2 hours before I actually saw him, whatever. And it was a cool situation. And guess what? He leaves. I send the photos. They have me edit the photos, whatever. I hear nothing. And I probably hear nothing for all of 6 months, maybe even longer. And I remember sitting there like, yo, I took these pictures. I did this experience. I paid for the studio. I did all this and nothing happened. And this was going to be dope for me because your experience all to the point of we even took a picture and a video together, and he's shouting me out in this video, and I'm like, I can't even post that. And I remember I'm like, what do I do? Well, it gets to a point where on his end, him and his management wasn't able, something happened with miscommunication on their end, which left me out on the loop. So I just retraced my steps. Guess what? Me and him got on the phone, and we're hitting each other back and forth. And he's like, yo, you good? Actually, can I get this, and that? And do you need anything from me? And it was a great experience because I was able to work with him and say, hey, miscommunication happened, but me and you now are communicating. How can we make this work that's best for both of us? And it was an amazing experience, and I'm grateful for it. And bruh really, really looked out, and I'm thankful for that. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Lindsay as well. And you got to know when you're working with people, sometimes the miscommunication just happens because they're more busy than you. And that's a whole thing for life, right? Sometimes communication is going to fall through because people are just more busy than what you are at the moment. So I encourage everybody, especially a photographer or videographer, man, consider your customer service, your customer experience before you consider the clout that you need or that you want. And if all else fails, don't collab. If you got to act like this, get a check, bruh. It's so many people out there who's like, yo, unless they're on this top list, I'm not doing the work for free. And you can't be mad at those individuals. Will they miss out on certain opportunities? Absolutely. But do it matter? No, not to them. It don't. You got to figure out what matters to you and don't miss out on these great opportunities. With that, I want to thank everybody for listening. I ain't got no song to close this pod out with. I feel like I should do something a little slow just because I didn't already let y'all hear some ratchet shit. But and please don't leave before I play my songs. Y'all know how I want to do, man. All right, man. Let's do it like this. Shout out to Majid Jordan. Y'all new album is out. Why am I shouting their music out like I got anything to do with this? Anyway, I want to thank everybody for listening. Shout out to SZA for watching this. Shout out to the homeboy, whatever his name. Shout out to Punch, TD, Kendrick, we waiting. J. Cole's the best on the West when he out there. Hold on. And I hope everybody, please go sign up if you're a Charlotte photographer. If you're not a Charlotte photographer, please DM me because I am looking for judges to pick the winner. That's how we're going to do this. I already have 3 photographers that is not from Charlotte that are well known. They are great photographers. They are going to be the judges of this. I don't even know if one of them knows it yet, but shout out to Angie. I'm definitely sending you somebody's work. Anyway, and I want to welcome you. I want to thank y'all again for rocking with me. Make sure you send this to somebody, and please remember this. If you don't remember nothing else from this whole process, no matter what we talked about with SZA, no matter what we talked about with the photographer owning the copyrights, remember this. You always remember your purpose. Undersell, over deliver. I promise you, the blessings just gonna flow. And I'm gonna holler at y'all next time.